70mi. It's a 299 premium dash cam, 4K video, hardwire kit, and it has a reverse camera included. Now, is it worth it? I'm gonna set it up for a front-facing and cabin-facing setup, more of a plug-and-play install, and I'm gonna tell you, is it worth it, and is the quality worth it? I'll show you an actual video. Let's go in to hook it up in this 2007 Project Land Rover. Okay, so let's get this unpackaged. This is the 70mi Dashcam A800S with the rear cam. It had a 2021 design award, so it's been on the market for a bit, at least 5 years, assuming it got that award when it newly came out. It comes with a hardwire kit. I'm gonna be using the plug and play. I might hardwire at another time. All right, so the actual camera. What is my first reaction? It feels like it's decent quality. It's smaller than the other one I have. It has the camera that will face out right there. It has your ability to put a memory stick in, your charging. So then they give this 12-volt adapter, so that's going to be the plug and play element that I intend to use. I assume, yep, this here is the cable. So this is how you're going to go to the back camera. All right, so this is the back camera cable. So it's USB-C out of the main front camera. So right somewhere here, I'll look at the manual. This is going to plug in, I think right here actually. And then this is going to run all the way back to the rear camera if you choose to hook that up. So you see this little AV in, that's where this is going to plug in for that back camera. It would just slot right in. So keep in mind, if you're running the back camera, it's going to need a little extra cable, because you're going to run power to this and then this to the back camera. Then you have the tool to push some of the trim out of the way when you install it. A little sticky for the window, a big sticky. This is for the back camera. This is for the front camera. So those are your mounts. And then I zoom in here or various instructions that you get. Service card. This is really handy because if you put this on the windshield, then you can take it off without that stickiness being too crazy. They give you 2 of these, and they give you 2 for the back camera, it looks like. Now with these Land Rovers, the 12-volt is actually in the center armrest area, and generally you don't quite have enough cable to run, but this looks like, yeah, this probably isn't going to be enough for the Land Rover, so I'm going to have to run an extension just like I did on my other one. Now this is the 2007 Project L322. This is the completed one, but are these things ever completed? There's always work to be done. But I've been slowly working on this guy, trying to get it back on the road in between a very hectic and busy schedule that I have. But it's getting there. It's slowly getting there. Just lots of little things to still do. Now, this is the inside of it. 12-volt here, 12-volt here. I prefer to run the power to the 12-volt in here, which means the cable has to snake and then come up here. I don't drill through here. It comes up and pops in, so you see a little bit of black cable right there. But with the camera being all the way on the windshield up here, it means I have to come all the way down this, all the way following this, all the way here, all the way underneath, and then I have to come up to right there. And then I'm going to have to put an extension in here because there's just no other option unless I was to hardwire it. I'm not going to hardwire it for a magnitude of reasons on this L322, but what I'll do is I'll run a cable from here to here. Now this is the other L322, and when I talk about running it with an extension, you can see what I mean in here is inside of this glove box, I literally have this big cable. This is just a 12-volt extension running into the glove box. So that's exactly how I'm going to hook up the other one. And then that 12-volt extension, it's coming out right back here. You can hardly see it. So ultimately, depending on your install, you might have to extend the cable to the 12-volt adapter. If you're hardwiring it, you might have plenty to get into a fuse panel or some other area where you can tap electrics. That decision's up to you if you hardwire or if you do a plug-in. A few different reasons why I'm not hardwiring. One, I do like the ability to cut it off when I want to on demand. I could put an inline switch and do that. I don't want to. Two, these L322s get very finicky with parasitic draws and very finicky with electrics. So I just want to be able to isolate it out completely in the event I have any future issues, which no doubt, I hate to say it, I love Land Rovers, probably will happen.
Late again, singing me. Lost the day before I found my keys.
Okay, so the next step I'm going to want to do is actually place the camera. I want to get that mounted up in the windshield. And I'm going to use one of these guys. You put on the windshield first. You basically put this on just like that. You stick this to the windshield, and then you stick the camera to it. So that makes it super nice when you go to mount it, because then the camera is just going to go on just like that. And the reason why this is important, if you want to remove that camera at some point, you're going to be able to. So you might be able to tell where that is. And then this is the mount for the camera. That's going to go over this clear tape up here. So I just want to show you that bracket right there. You can slide this camera on and off of it. That's how it looks. You can barely see that clear tape, which is by design. So I'm just gonna, I have the USB cable plugged in now. I'm gonna go ahead and mount this camera back on the bracket. I took it off to show you, but I also wanted to get a lot of leverage pushing it against it. But then I'm going to go ahead and pop the camera right back on. So that's how the camera will physically be mounted. So you can see the cable is going to be right there, and I got enough to go right underneath that lip, where I'm then going to be able to go right across to this pillar and follow that.
Standing by me. Kill the ghost within your soul. Give it all you got, let go. Time's up to say goodbye.
Okay, so yeah, it's just not quite long enough, which is okay, because this has a solid back here, so I'm just inches away from hiding the cable to get it here. So just for this install, I am just gonna do it like that to show you. I will get an extension and run from here all the way into the glove box just to make it a really nice, tight, and clean install. But now we can basically cut this camera on. Okay, let's go ahead and start it up, plug it in, and then we need to configure the app on the cell phone. So I'm powering it up. I'm gonna start the truck. And it is powering on right now. Okay, so it wants me to select a language, English. Travel with you safely every day. Okay. If it's green, it's recording. Blue, it's not in recording. Red is in error. Press to turn the screen on and off. This button on the left. The power button. Press to hold and turn on. Set the date and time. What's today? Oh, I should have. I messed up. I'll have to fix that.
Please insert SD card.
All right. Okay, it's another day. I have the micro SD card. I have it put in. Let's finish the configuration. I'll just keep that date. I got the app.
SD card.
So see, now it's going to let me format the SD card. So it's going to go ahead and format it.
Succeeded.
Formatting is succeeded. Now the camera is on and it's recording. I connect to the app. Okay, so I have the app downloaded. You can scan the QR code on the camera screen. I'm going to go through and this should connect to the app. So I'm just going to select the camera, the 70 MAI A800S is what I have. So you have to put this in Wi-Fi mode. So as you can see on the instructions here, go to settings, system settings, and you have to go Wi-Fi on. So my Wi-Fi is on. So then I'm going to connect to that hotspot. It is turned on in the settings. So there it is right there. I guess I should have paid attention to what the password was, huh? So you get the password off of the camera. My password is 171-91036. I don't know if it makes a unique password for everyone or what, but when you go into settings on the camera, you can actually see the password right there. So I'm connected now, so I should be able to go back to the camera, and it should just load.
Tap the confirm button to authorize.
So then you have to select authorize on the screen, and now it's connecting to the dash cam. It says it has been connected. And that's what you see. That's literally what's right in front of me. So the thing to keep in mind, it's basically shooting out a Wi-Fi access, internet access to connect your phone to the camera. And you'll be doing this, here it is reconnected. You'll be doing this to configure it. So if you open up the app, you're just going to see it in here. So you would just connect. And this is pretty much what you're going to see. And then if you go to album, it's going to show all of the recordings that you have. And then you can download them to your phone. So I am recording. I don't have the clock set because admittedly I disconnect this battery, so it's gonna get disconnected anyways. But I want to go for a drive, and I'm gonna hold this camera and show you the drive as I go, and then we'll see how that looks on the actual dash cam. I'm just gonna go down my driveway. I'm not gonna go that far. So that's the camera. Not that hard to install, pretty affordable. But the truth is going to be, how good is the video? So let me show you how this video looks. Again, this is the 70 MAI dash cam. You can hardwire it. You can also put up a rear view camera as well. Let's take a look at the footage. This is Jason with jamzDOTnet, cars, DIY, and adventures. Thanks for tuning in. And let me know what you think. Have a great day.